So
Yeah.
then why don't we dive into some of the techniques that we were talking about in our call last week, for someone that wants to do what you're suggesting about building resilience. What are the kind of steps that or techniques that you tend to recommend to them?
Yeah, I think the very first one, again, sort of pivots off something you said earlier, and that would be, how do like you used meditation to help, like, sort of quash your negative thoughts.
Mm.
Another technique would be what I call choosing the lens through which you look. In other words, like you said, I can like wow my way through a physical injury and say, woe is me, but that's not going to get you anywhere,
Mm.
right? So, if you choose a different lens, in other words, okay, so this is not the most ideal situation, but I can either go, oh, woe is me, or I can say, okay, this sucks, but I'm going to do my darndest to do what the doctor says, and then I'm going to go through physical therapy, and I'm going to be stronger when I come out. I promise you that your mindset will shift and you will become more resilient, right? So you're again that plowing forward regardless of what's happening on the sidelines due to whatever that stress, trauma, adversity. And so that's a huge one, is choosing a different lens. You can choose a lens that makes you feel like crap, that could ruin your day, your week, your month, and affect your work life, your personal life, etc. Or you can choose a more positive lens that's more supportive, that's actually going to contribute to your life, shift your mindset, make you more resilient. So there's one. Another
Just
quick,
sorry to interrupt, Mary Beth, but can you just give an example of what that might look like in a real
sure.
world case?
Yeah. So, like I say, for example, let's say you're sitting in the doctor's office and he says, you know what? We've done the testing, and like we thought, you have diabetes. And you can go, are you effing kidding me? I have diabetes. Am I going to be on insulin? Like, you can kind of freak out, and you can, be angry and feel sorry for yourself and blah, blah, blah. But you can just choose a different lens. You can go, oh, well, that kind of sucks. But, everybody's got something, and my something happens to be diabetes, and I'm going to do my best to manage it. And, I mean, what good is it going to do you to play the woe is me? You might
Mm.
have a moment of this sucks, because it does, right? Just like when you bust your leg or rip your Achilles or have cancer, but the research has shown for so many years that a more positive, optimistic mentality is longevity, healthier relationships, more mentally and physically capable, and on and on and on. So this, I'm just telling you, it's just amazing to me. Again, working on my own resilience, and I'm just entering into month 6 of my little adventure. How much of a shift I've seen in myself.
Gotcha. How about what you were going on with our number two?
Yeah, about another hack. Yeah. I am a longtime proponent, and sometimes have been told annoying proponent, of positive speech. And what I mean by that is taking out icky terms that I don't like, and I will explain what they are and why they're icky. One of them, the first one, is the word can't. Um, it's totally disempowering. Um, it's not helpful. So when you say I can't, it's just like, how what are you saying about yourself? And I'm
Mm.
saying even little stuff, like when someone says to you, hey Robert, it's Friday, let's, like, you want to hang out tonight, you're like, oh, I can't, blah blah blah. It's not that you can't, just that maybe you have other plans, or you don't want to be with that person or whatever. So you word it in such a way that you say, oh, I just feel like chilling tonight, no offense, maybe another time. Or, I'm going out with somebody else, and you might think, oh, it might offend that person, but you're being honest about what's really going on. Saying I can't, I just, even saying that kind of like makes me go cringe.
Mm.
So that's the first one. The second one is have to. And I say this, and people usually jump down my throat, but I'll say the only thing you have to do in life is die. And people are like, you have to pay taxes. I go, oh, wait, I'm not done. There are caveats, meaning there might be consequences, but the only thing in life you really have to do is die. So what do I mean by this one is, um, and I know you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, Mary Beth, what are you doing this weekend? Well, I have to go to the dry cleaner. I have to go to the grocery store and pick up groceries, and I have to go to my stepdaughter's volleyball game. I don't have to do any of those things. I get to. I think, it's like a privilege. It's like shifting that lens again. So what I would say is, hey, Mary Beth, what are you doing this weekend? Yeah, I'm going to swing by the dry cleaners and pick up my stuff. I'm going to stock up at the grocery store, and I'm going to swing by my stepdaughter's volleyball game. Like, I don't know if you feel it or you hear it in just the wording. The have to is just, it makes you a little bit of a prisoner of your own life. That
Mm.
have to. And then the third one I really encourage people to yank from their vocabulary is the word try. Um, so are you a Star Wars fan?
I'm a bit of a Star Wars fan, the
Yeah.
original trilogy.
Yeah, I think we talked about that. And I say to my audience, what is it that Yoda said to Luke Skywalker in The Empire Strikes Back when he was teaching him the ways of the Jedi, and he was like, Luke was kind of half-assing, right? And so he says to him, do you remember?
Do or do not. There is no try.
Exactly. So it's sort of cop out. Like, I'll give another example. Hey, Mary Beth, what are you doing for what kind of goals are you making for the new year? And someone says, oh yeah, I'm going to try to go to the gym more often. I'm going to try to drink more water. I'm going to try to eat, better. It's such a cop out to me. It's like, no, you can say I'm making an effort to, or I am. If you just keep telling yourself that is what you're doing, like, doesn't mean you have to be perfect. Yeah, I'm going to be going to the gym more often. I'm going to drink more water, and I'm going to eat better. Okay, it doesn't mean that it has to be 24/7, but saying try, I'm going to try. I don't know.
What does that
These
mean?
things at this point gives me cringe.
Mm.
So
Well, what I
that's
like about the mentality that you're talking about, it's not so much this, at least from what I'm understanding here, it's not trying to be these positive affirmations that you might not necessarily believe. It's about taking a proactive stance in your life rather than just kind of being the victim of circumstances.
totally. I mean, and that right there, when you said proactive, that's more positive than that sort of those defeating phrases or words.